everybody, my name is Jeremy and welcome back to the Excavation of Hob'S Barrow. I know this isn't what's supposed to be up next, it's supposed to be Mortuary Assistant. However, it did not save, and I tried to play it once, and I got to a certain point, and then I realized I wasn't recording. So I'm trying to hurry up and at least get some game in for you guys today. It's 11 o'clock. It's my fault for starting so late, but in the mornings I like taking my time with things. So we're going to continue here and get to where we were. So we haven't met the person that's supposed to come bring us the money. We haven't met the guy we're supposed to meet here yet. So
I don't wish to take it. A decorative plate depicting a goat.
A goat. It's particular. Alright, let's go ahead and make our exit here. So yeah, my apologies.
Good morning, Miss Bateman.
Good day, Stanley.
Did you sleep well, Miss Bateman?
Not really. I have the rather queer recollection of a cat entering my room last night.
A cat, you say?
Yes, an odd-looking grey one. I must have been dreaming, as I locked the door and windows before I went to sleep. I saw a similar cat in the lavatories while searching for Mr. Tillett.
Ah, Herbert. Oh, he's a harmless thing. He comes in now and then searching for scraps.
Indeed. Seeing him in the lavatories must have conjured up the strange dream.
The mind is capable of manifesting frightful things, Miss Bateman. I'm happy to report the rain of yesterday has lifted. It's a clear morning outside. Crisp. I've prepared a room for your assistant. What time will he be arriving today?
His train will get in around midday.
Oh, he's supposed to.
Kenneth will also be bringing my excavation equipment.
Oh, aye? What does that entail?
Picks, shovels, buckets, lighting and such. He usually packs it in a large crate. Come to think of it, I'll need somewhere to store it.
You're welcome to use the alley behind the inn for any such bulky items.
Is it safe to do such a thing?
I can assure you the local folk are not thieves, Miss Bateman.
That's not what I...
Now, say nothing more of it.
Thank you, Stanley.
I'll let you get on with your day.
I'll be back with my assistant when he arrives.
Oh, stick my shit in the alley. Oh,
Miss Bateman?
Yes?
I've something I wish to get off my chest, as it were. I've been tossing and turning all night, Miss Bateman. I feel rotten, I really do.
What on earth are you talking about?
As you know, I like to run an honest establishment. And well, I have not been honest with you, lass. I do know of Hob'S Barrow.
You do?
I do. Many here do. There are stories tied to that place, you know. If I've learned anything in this life, it's that some stones are best left unturned. Old Leonard Shoulder is someone to be wary of too. I can't tell you what to do, lass, but you'd best avoid him.
Why lie to me about Hob'S Barrow?
I know, lass, I know. I feel dreadful.
But why? What are these stories you speak of?
I really can't tell you more. If you insist on visiting that place, you'll have to seek out Mr. Shoulder. He brought you here. He should be the one to tell you.
I must say, Mr. Kemp, this is all quite puzzling. I've never let local superstitions stop me in the past. I pride myself on being a woman of logic and reason. I've no time to waste on such matters.
As I say, seek out Mr. Shoulder. He can tell you more.
Why must I be wary of Mr. Shoulder?
The man has a certain reputation.
For what?
You've seen it already. Were he here to meet you last night?
No.
Precisely. A man not to be trusted.
Where is Hob'S Barrow?
I don't know. I say that on my mother's grave, Miss Bateman.
I now find that hard to believe.
The moors are vast, lass. I'd tend not to go wandering out there. A grown man could lose himself and not be seen again.
Where does Mr. Shoulder live?
I can't say for sure. As I think I told you last night, He's a quiet man and keeps to himself. He only comes in here to collect his post. Leads me to believe he lives a fair distance away. Certainly not in the village itself.
Might someone around Bewley be able to help me find him?
You could ask around. As I say, lass, Bewley folk mean well. Don't forget that.
I shall return later.
Good day to you, lass.
I've no use for ashes. A pixie-faced peasant boy, painted in a naive style.
Let's get out of here. Lied. He lied to me.
It seems I may be fighting a battle against some sort of local superstition. Is there a single barrow in England that doesn't have some ghastly tale attached to it? Hogwash. All of it.
Hogwash.
I've a few hours until Kenneth arrives. I should use this time to find Mr. Shoulder.
Map unlocked. Okay. The map. Where should I go then? So I can go to Bewley. Well, there's a station that I can go to. The village square. But, let's exit here. This part's kind of rough. Might not use
Hello?
this one.
Do you know a man named Leonard Shoulder?
I don't know out about no Leonard Shoulder.
What can you tell me about Hob'S Barrow?
Not to be found digging around in those things.
You know of local barrows, then?
Don't concern yourself.
What can you tell me about Bewley?
Not much around here, love. Not worth mentioning to you, like.
I see. Goodbye.
Ta-ra.
The window box is well out of reach. These flowers look pretty. Someone must take good care of them.
Let's go this way.
A small plaque beside the door reads Vicarage. I don't think anyone is home. Hello?
Yes?
My name is Thomasina. What's yours?
Douglas?
It's a pleasure to meet you, Douglas.
Douglas looks like he's from the gates of hell. How about your
It's a
sword?
great sword technique you have.
Thanks, miss. Mr. Crozier's gonna make me a real one when I turn 12. I'm preparing myself to fight the lantern worm.
What is the lantern worm?
It's gonna come back and get us all. John Lantern thought he killed it at the River Ware, but my father told me it still lives. We must all be prepared.
The lantern worm isn't real, Douglas. Father just told you that to get you out of his hair.
Not true. I saw it slithering out by the beck. Like a giant eel it were. I ran home so fast I thought I would fly.
Sorry, miss. My brother has a vivid imagination.
Children often do at his age.
I'll keep training. You will all thank me when I thrust my sword deep into its fat belly.
Douglas, this lady doesn't want to hear your nonsense.
Who's Mr. Crozier?
He's a blacksmith. His forge is just over there on the other side of the square.
Don't you think 12 years of age is a little young for a real sword?
I'll be a master swordsman by then.
Do you know a man called Leonard Shoulder?
That's a funny name.
Yeah. Let's ask about this.
Have you heard of Hob'S Barrow?
What's that?
A local burial mound.
Our parents don't let us wander far from the village.
What's a burial mound?
Don't you mind about that, Douglas.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, miss.
Good day.
Hello, miss.
Do you know a man named Leonard Shoulder?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Wow.
What do you know of Hob'S Barrow?
Our parents don't like us talking to strangers, miss.
So you know of it?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes.
My name is Thomasina. What's yours?
Betty.
Nice to meet you, Betty. What are you up to?
My brother is practicing his sword fighting technique. I'm to watch him until he tires himself out.
I'm tireless.
This time last month it were all about his teaspoon collection. This month it's swords.
Goodbye.
Bye, miss.
The building is in a dilapidated state. The door has been boarded up. The building looks like a ruin.
I'll knock on this door.
No one here.
It's very interactive world, it seems like. I can knock on all the doors.
I don't think anyone is home.
Back this way. Let's go this way first.
A storeroom of some kind. It's rather empty. I don't think anyone is home.
Just going around knocking on doors.
Royal Mail, Postmaster's Residence. This must be the local post office.
Okay. Let's go back. Alright. So, not finding much, really. Let's go this way. There's an exit out this way, too. Let's go over here. Okay, blacksmith.
Good day.
Yes?
Mr. Crozier, I presume.
Aye, George Crozier, at your service.
Okay, I'll introduce myself with this one.
My name is Thomasina.
Aye, can I help you?
Nice.
Do you know a man by the name of Leonard Shoulder?
Oh, aye, old Leonard.
Have you seen him recently?
No, not recently.
Do you know where he lives?
Why all these questions, lass?
I need to speak with him. He invited me to Bewley.
Oh, he'll turn up. I've seen him in the plough and furrow from time to time.
But do you know where he lives? I need to find him.
I believe he lives somewhere out on the moors. Can't tell you out more than that.
Thank you, Mr. Crozier. How is business faring?
I do an honest trade. There'll always be horses needing shoes and farmers needing tools. You let me know if you need out made or mended. I'll do you a fair price.
Thank you, Mr. Crozier. Are you a Bewley native, Mr. Crozier?
Aye, born and bred. That's where my father's forge before mine.
The Hob'S Barrow.
Do you know of a local landmark named Hob'S Barrow?
There's a fair many barrows found out on the moors, lass. Too many to put a name to. Not a soul in Bewley pays them any mind.
I want to ask you about Bewley, because you seem
What can you tell me about Bewley?
We don't get many visitors here, outside of market days. But there's plenty of work for the village blacksmith. Where are you from, then?
I arrived yesterday on the train from London, by way of Derby.
Oh, aye. I've heard about London.
What have you heard?
Plenty of factories there.
Yes, indeed. The city is always changing and moving forward.
Too busy for me, though, lass. I prefer a quieter pace. Aye.
When do market days run in Bewley?
Once or twice a month. The next one is tomorrow.
How delightful.
Unless your vice is cabbages, there'll be nought to interest a young lady.
I don't mind a cabbage.
Then you're in luck.
Thanks for your time.
Aye. Speak to you later.
Fantastic specimen. Alas, it is not mine to take. I have one just like this. I have one just like this. The bucket has seen better days. The bucket is rusty and full of holes. Perhaps this belongs to a merchant. This must belong to someone. I should leave it alone.
Let's exit out this way. The castle back there. Oh, okay.
Hello. Good day. Would you like to buy one of these cakes, pet?
What kind of cakes do you have?
I have some lovely Bakewell puddings, the sweetest marriage of almond and jam. I can tell you're not from around here, because if you were, you would know about my Bakewell puddings. They are quite famous.
Alas, I'm not carrying any money with me.
That's unfortunate, pet. I'm sorry, I can't give them away for free. The money goes to the church, you see, and one cannot shirk one's duty to the church.
I understand. Your cakes look delicious.
I can assure you they are. You'll not find better in the entire county.
Do you know a local man called Leonard Shoulder?
Yes, I know Leonard. What business do you have with him?
It's a long story, but I'm trying to find where he lives.
I'm afraid I don't know, dear. Father Roach has access to the parish register.
Roach?
He might be able to help you.
Talking about Father Roach. What can you tell me about Father Roach?
What can you tell me about Father Roach?
He is a lovely man and an exemplary servant of the Lord. He's been the vicar of St. Edmund's for many years.
Where can I find Father Roach?
At this time of day, he'll be taking his exercise in Herne Wood, to the west of the village.
Thank you. I'll go find him.
Be sure to listen out for his merry whistling. Such a jolly man.
What do you know of Hob'S Barrow?
Hob'S what?
Hob'S Barrow, a local burial mound.
The only place of burial I know about and care for is in this very churchyard.
Thank you for your time.
I don't want you
Lord
knowing.
be with you.
I don't want you knowing anything about me.
A fine assortment of baked goods. A lovely treat for those who enjoy such things.
Hey.
Goodness me, look at these box pews. I've never seen any as tall as that before. Most unusual architecture, even for the Normans. Someone has left a necklace hanging here. A silver cross. Sterling by the look of it. Maybe I can reunite it with its owner. I've no time for such things. A memorial list of former vicars. They stretch back several hundred years. Stained glass depictions of various biblical scenes. It's not my specialist area. It's locked. It's locked. No, that won't work. I'm not sure what that would achieve. That's a peculiar idea.
Interesting. Oh, okay. Oh, there's the whistling. Hey!
This malaise will not pass. Oh, the nausea. I need your help, young lady.
Tell me what you need.
Let the blood from my arm.
Excuse me?
Cut me. I beg you.
Are you sure this is the only way, Father?
I beg you. It's the only cure for this torturous malady.
The vicar looks dreadfully ill. I don't wish to look too closely. I'm not going near it. It smells disgusting. Are you sure this is the only way, Father?
I beg you. It's the only cure for this torturous malady.
I don't think I have a way to do it. Maybe the necklace?
I don't think it's sharp enough. Ouch! The broken lens is extremely sharp. This handkerchief was a gift from my mother. I hope she will understand. This should work.
Oh boy.
Are you sure this is the only way, Father?
I beg you. It's the only cure for this torturous malady.
Are you sure you want me to do this?
Yes, it will cure me of my ills.
I shall do as you ask, Father.
Oh boy. The blood letter.
Thank the Lord for my spare pair. God bless you. I already feel quite better.
I'm glad, Father.
The rapid healing properties of bloodletting cannot be overstated. I'm Frederick Roach, vicar of St. Edmund's Church.
My name is Thomasina Bateman. It's a pleasure to meet you. I'm looking for Mr. Leonard Shoulder.
Oh, yes? Are you a relative?
No, it's a long story, but he invited me to Bewley.
And he didn't tell you his address?
He was to meet me last night at the Plough and Furrow, but he never came.
I see. Well, let me welcome you to Bewley on his behalf.
Thank you, Father. Do you know where Mr. Shoulder lives?
Let me think. It's been many moons since I've paid him a visit.
Perhaps you could allow me to take a look at the parish register.
No need. I remember it now. A fair hike across the moors.
Could you please give me directions?
I'll take you there myself. It's the least I can do after you aided me so.
Capital. Thank you.
Just let me know when you're ready to pay him a visit. I'll be resting here for the time being.
Okay.
Are you feeling better?
Yes, thank you.
What ails you, Father Roach?
I just ate a rotten berry, that's all. I like to pick blackberries for my supper, you see. They are quite delicious, as long as you mind the bramble. My apologies again. I wish we had met in different circumstances.
Are you from Bewley originally?
I was born in our very own St. Edmund's. It's quite the story.
Do tell.
My mother was sheltering there as a frightful tempest raged. And lo, did her waters break right there and then in that pew.
One could say that you were born into your role, Father.
Indeed. When my mother told me the story as a young boy, I knew that this was my calling.
What do you know of Hob'S Barrow?
I can't say I've heard of it.
It's
a
supposedly a famous local landmark.
That's a lie.
I'm afraid I know nothing about it.
I don't trust this one.
St. Edmund's is a fine building.
Thank you for saying so. It's hard work keeping her in good shape, but our congregation is always willing to lend a hand in the Lord's name.
What is it like being the vicar here?
Every day is a blessing, my child. I have a great love for our parish, and the Lord looks after us.
What about your congregation?
Numbers have fallen over the years, I must say. But those that remain are faithful and full of his spirit.
What can you tell me about Bewley?
It's a quiet town. The railway line, which I presume you arrived by, is the only news of note we've had here for years.
I've heard the new station has received a mixed reaction.
I've heard many a debate, it's true. But my role is not to adjudicate on that matter. I'm very busy in my own work, you see.
In conversation for now.
Thank you for your time.
Lord be with you.
Okay, oh, there's a hole.
No doubt home to many a woodland creature. I've no desire to go rooting about in there.
I shall see you later this evening, gents. Well, I say. Greetings, my dear.
Hello, sir.
A pause on your beauty, for I shall see you again soon.
Wait! Some nerve.
Lady, you're blushing.
I most certainly am not. The men look like they've spent many a long day exposed to the harsh moorland weather.
Sorry, lass. No way through here today.
Says who?
Lord Panswick. Now get back before you find yourself under a falling tree.
Tell me, who was that arrogant man here just now?
Just someone passing by.
It sounded like you knew him better than that.
I don't mean to be disrespectful, but that's none of your business.
Who is Lord Panswick?
Our governor.
He's the governor of the whole town.
All right, Owen, back to work now.
He lives in Bewley.
Aye, not far away, but his lordship doesn't like questions. Or visitors. Now please leave us to our work.
No.
Do you know a man named Leonard Shoulder?
No, I don't. Can you let me get back to my work now?
Nope.
Have you heard of a place called Hob'S Barrow?
Can't say I have.
What are you doing here?
What does it look like I'm doing? We're chopping down trees.
There is no need to be sarcastic.
We're employed by Lord Panswick. He's ordered us to gather
was Lord
logs from his
Panswick, had to
woods.
be.
That's what we're doing.
These are his woods.
Aye, his lordship owns most of the land round Bewley.
Why are you gathering logs for Lord Panswick?
By heck, you ask a lot of questions. If you must know, his lordship is repairing an old ruin on his land. We need the timber for the restoration work.
How intriguing. What type of ruin is Lord Panswick restoring?
An old chapel.
I should rather like to see it.
Not possible. His lordship does not welcome visitors to his estate.
Okay.
Thanks for your time.
We'll be done by tomorrow morning. Come back then if you want to explore the woods.
I'll let him get on with his work.
This one.
I'll let him get on with his work.
Alright.
Lass, as I told you, there's no way down the path today.
You step over this.
Lass, as I told you,
Whatever.
there's no way down the path today.
You can step over that. I'd go. Oh. A fox. Okay.
I'm not going near it. It smells
He's still
disgusting.
having some issues there, it looks like. Interesting little town.
The trusty trowel, the barrow digger's best friend. Excuse me, do you think anyone would mind if I borrowed this trowel?
You help yourself, dear. Father Roach won't mind lending it. Just be sure to put it back when you're finished.
Of course, thank you.
It is more blessed to give than to receive.
Trowel. Oh, okay. Might come in handy.
Samuel Bryden. Death is only a shadow across the path to heaven.
Oh, they all have their own things.
Joseph Davis. Here lies Margaret Tillett, beloved mother, wife, and sister. John Purchase, dearly beloved husband of Florence. Forever in light, Anne Kemp. William Paxton, modest and gentle of heart. This appears to be a recently dug, unmarked grave. This appears to be a recently dug, unmarked grave.
Yeah, we're a grave digger, right? Grave robber. Let's do it.
I may be a barrow digger, but I am no grave robber. I'm not sure what that would achieve.
Okay, whatever.
Margaret's Lookout. I wonder who Margaret is, or was.
Alright, so I guess that's as far as it goes. Alright. Let's head down this one. We can. Okay, cool. House out that way. Couple houses out that way.
The moors stretch into the distance. I don't wish to wander aimlessly. I'm not sure if these are poisonous or edible. I'd better not touch them. They could be poisonous.
Okay, let's go this way. We'll do a little bit of exploring here. Just, you know. Oh, I think there was one more place out this way. Yeah, I think I'll go this way. Oh.
I do enjoy the charm of a babbling beck. This young fellow looks miserable. Hello there, my name's Thomasina.
Yeah?
How are you?
Go away!
Have you heard of a place called Hob'S Barrow?
No,
Do you know a man called Leonard Shoulder?
no.
What do you know about Lord Panswick?
I heard he owns the whole county.
Have you met him?
No, he lives out on the moors somewhere. But everyone does what he tells them to,
Why's that?
because he has a lot of money.
Goodbye. Damp rag dolls have been laid out to dry in the dreary sun. Sweet little flowers. She has a puckish little face. Good day, little one. What's your name?
Hello, miss. I'm Jane and this is my brother Wally.
Lovely to meet you. I'm Thomasina.
I'd introduce you to my dolls, but they're drying out at the moment.
This is a lovely little beck.
It's where we get our water, miss. It's good for drinking and cleaning.
Your dolls look lovely, Jane.
Thank you, miss. I love them very much. Today was their bath day.
Wally doesn't say much.
He's mardy with me because he's bored, miss. He thinks he's too old to play with dolls.
I see. Where are your parents?
They are picking apples from the big tree in our yard. Daddy and I sell them at the market.
That sounds nice.
but they don't mind us playing at the beck, as long as we don't touch the Ammon's horn.
What is the Ammon's horn?
It's over there on that rock.
Do you mean the fossil?
It's the Ammon's horn. Daddy said we should never touch it. It will make the god angry.
What god?
Ammon, of course.
Explain the object is a fact of fossil, a little education thing, go along with Emma's story.
How wonderful! I'll be sure not to touch it. I wouldn't want to anger the gods.
Sensible.
Do you know an old man called Leonard Shoulder?
No, miss.
Have you heard of a place called Hob'S Barrow?
Jane! No, miss.
Are you sure?
I swear.
Goodbye.
Bye, miss.
Remarkable. A gargantuan fossilised ammonite. This would look fantastic on my mantelpiece.
We'll leave it alone for now. We'll come back to it. We ain't gonna touch it right now. Very eerie. Very eerie. Very eerie.
Bugger off!
Ah, the unmistakable charm of old Cyril.
Bugger off!
Ah, the unmistakable charm of old Cyril.
I think that's a reference to something, but I wouldn't know what it is.
I don't think anyone is home.
Okay. Let's exit down this way. Oh, that's weird. That is very odd. So that means I can just go this way then. Oh, but okay. Let's go this way. Row race this way. Yeah, hey, Arthur Tillett.
Mr. Tillett, where did you go last night?
Have we met?
Last night at the Plough and Furrow.
Oh, Miss Bateman. I were blind drunk last night and woke up with a stinking headache.
You still smell like a brewery.
Sorry.
You went to use the lavatory and never came back, Mr. Tillett. I searched everywhere for you.
I think I remember you bought me a drink. Then it's all a blur. I woke up in my bed this morning with my wife sour at me for waking her at some ungodly hour.
About last night. What were you going to tell me about Leonard Shoulder?
Who?
Leonard Shoulder.
Wow.
You told me you knew him. And promised to tell me more if I bought you a drink. Which I did. So what were you going to tell me?
I don't really know the old bugger.
But you said you did.
Oh, aye. No, I know naught about him. No, naught about Leonard Shoulder.
I don't believe you.
You're hiding something, Mr. Tillett. I don't believe you.
I say a lot of things when I've got the drink in me. I probably just wanted you to buy me an ale.
A likely story.
Look, what would I gain from lying to you? I just wanted another drink.
Even if that's the case, it doesn't explain your disappearance.
Aye, I don't remember out.
About last night.
Oh, shoot.
You really don't remember where you went last night?
As I say, it's all a blur. I remember needing a piss. Then... nothing. Well, you must have missed me when I came out.
I did not. I even went to the gents' toilets to find you.
Oh, aye. A sight for sore eyes.
It was. I checked everywhere, and you were nowhere to be found. The back door leading to the alleyway was blocked from the outside.
Oh, aye?
Yes. You must have exited through that door, Mr. Tillett.
But you just said it were blocked.
There must be an explanation.
My mind has drawn a blank.
Why was the door blocked? Did you block it?
I told you I don't remember. I've nowt to say 'cause I remember nowt.
How's your headache faring?
It feels like a steam engine is driving full pelt in a circle around me skull.
Be sure to drink plenty of water, Mr. Tillett.
Aye, aye. I'll survive.
So, you work here?
Aye. Bewley Station Master at your service. Would you like to buy a ticket?
Not just yet, thank you. I understand that some of the locals are not too happy about this new station.
Aye. I'd go as far as saying the whole village.
How long has the station been open for?
About 3 months. We're on the Midland Railway line. This employment's been a saviour for me. If I weren't stood here, I'd be drinking my life away at the pub right now. It's worth the occasional withering look from Cyril and the rest of them.
What does a station master do?
A bit of this and a bit of that. I don't wish to bore you with such things.
As you wish.
My responsibilities here keep me on the straight and narrow, I'll tell you that much. A sense of duty can do wonders for a lost soul.
Indeed. This must be a rather lonesome post to occupy.
Trains pass through here more regularly than you might think, lass.
What can you tell me about Lord Panswick?
Oh, you've heard of his lordship, then?
Yes. Do you know him?
Aye. He comes into the village from time to time, gives sweets to the children, hires young men to work his land. He's well liked around here.
I sense some hesitation, Mr. Tillett.
Well, we kind of have an unspoken agreement with his lordship. He looks after us, provided we leave him alone.
I don't follow.
He likes his privacy.
Some people do.
No one is allowed to visit him.
Do you mean to say that he's a bit eccentric?
No. I've heard people got fired at when approaching his manor uninvited.
Good grief! But is this true?
Well, I won't be the one to find out.
Farewell for now.
Ta-ra!
Ta-ra.
Mr. Tillett is right there.
That's not what I was trying to do.
My mother always told me not to walk on railway tracks.
Okay, so let's just go back. I guess now... Oh, God. It's the cat. I can't... Back here. Let's go back over to the church, I guess. Guess it's time to, get on with our lives here. And, have them take us to,
What do you know of Lord Panswick?
Oh, yes. A rather important fellow around here. His vast land holdings give many a steady employment.
I hear he is renovating an old chapel on his land.
Aye, I've heard such reports. He believes this to be a godless land. Something I wholeheartedly disagree with. To which god his chapel will be dedicated to remains a matter of concern.
Why do you say that?
Oh, my apologies. Don't listen to my oafish conjecture. Let us move on.
let's go.
I'm ready to go to Mr. Shoulder's house.
Excellent. I feel the fresh air will do me well. Follow me.
Physically? Okay.
Good morning, Father.
Good morning, Mrs. Duplancy. Mrs. Duplancy, this is Thomasina Bateman, a visitor to our parish.
We've already had the pleasure of meeting, Father.
Excellent. Miss Bateman, don't hesitate to try one of Mrs. Duplancy's wonderful cakes.
Yes, I've heard about her famous Bakewell puddings.
I'll be here all day, young lady. But remember, once they're gone, they're gone. Those little whelps have already gobbled up all the gingerbread.
You are doing God's work, Mrs. Duplancy.
He smiles upon us, Father.
Miss Bateman, if you'd like to follow me. Let's talk of graves, of worms, and epitaphs. Make dust our paper, and with rainy eyes, write sorrow on the bosom of the earth. Let's choose executors, and talk of wills.
Shakespeare?
Quite. Which play?
I'm gonna cheat. Hold on. I'm gonna cheat. I know I probably shouldn't. No, I'm gonna cheat. Let's see, Shakespeare lines. Shakespeare. Let's talk of graves. There it is. Richard II.
Richard II?
Correct. You are well read, Miss Bateman. Studying the work of the bard is one of my favorite pastimes. Follow me.
I wanted to be right.
Behold, the vast expanse of God's creation. The moors extend as far as the mortal eye can see. Beautiful, is it not?
Indeed, the moors are beautiful.
The beauty of God's creation is that it takes so many forms. How can one take in such a view and not have faith? Some look at these moors and think this a godless land. But I tell you, he is found in all domains. The Lord's work is all about us. Tell me, Miss Bateman, do you believe in God?
I was brought up Anglican. The church was an important part of my early life, Father Roach. But what happened to my father eventually made me question things.
If you don't mind me asking, my child, what happened to your father?
He had an accident when I was very young.
Oh.
Come along now, Thomasina.
Oh.
Let's get out of the rain.
Am I playing this? Oh, I'm just watching it, okay.
Remember what I told you, all right? Be a good girl. People are unwell here. They don't want to hear you running about making noise. Understood?
Yes, Mother.
Good. And don't annoy the nurses.
I promise I won't.
Good. Now,
Is she pregnant?
let's see your father.
He's like rubbing her belly a lot. Oh, God.
Mummy is crying. Mummy? 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 Daddy is sleeping. Daddy, wake up!
Good evening, Mr. Bateman. Hello, little one. You must be Thomasina?
Yes.
My name is Nurse Blaketon. I just need to talk to your mummy for a little bit. I'm sorry to disturb you, Mrs. Bateman. Mrs. Bateman?
Will he ever talk again, Nurse Blaketon?
The doctor is uncertain, Mrs. Bateman. There is the possibility that Mr. Bateman won't regain any movement at all. But we will do our utmost to look after Mr. Bateman here at Ticehurst, ma'am. He will have a nurse by his side at all times, I can assure you.
Going to get sick.
What sort of god would allow this fate to befall such a kind and honest man?
I'm sorry to hear this. God moves in mysterious ways, but he loves us all. Come along now.
It is very interesting.
Hello? She scampered off in a hurry. Who was that?
Some primitive folk make their home out on the moors. I suggest you keep your wits about you when you are exploring, and don't stray too far from Bewley.
I see. How much farther to Mr. Shoulder's house?
Still quite a walk, I'm afraid, but we'll get to him soon enough. Now then, take a look at this. Legend has it that this cairn has stood here for over 1,000 years.
How remarkable.
The Devil's Toe.
I beg your pardon?
That's what it's called. The Devil's Toe.
Oh, I see.
Come now, onward.
The Devil's Toe. Okay.
We walked and walked across that vast, featureless landscape. All the while, Father Roach was whistling away merrily. Just as I had begun to wonder if we were hopelessly lost, a building emerged from the mist. Mr. Shoulder's cottage.
Here we are, Miss Bateman. Unless my memory fails me completely, this is Mr. Leonard Shoulder's house.
Thank you for your help, Father Roach.
Now, no need to thank me after your providential assistance today. However, I have something to ask you.
Yes?
Please don't tell Mrs. Duplancy about my little scene in the woods. She will only fret. The poor dear woman has enough on her mind as it is.
I shan't mention it.
Thank you. You'd better see if Mr. Shoulder is in.
Same, okay.
Here, chuk chuk chuk.
Don't encourage them.
A sweet little hen, plump and well-groomed. A fearsome-looking beast. He looks much too unruly to be picked up. A sweet little hen, plump and well-groomed. Care to hold one, Father Roach?
Put that thing down, would you?
You're no fun. A pair of thick woolen trousers. That glove looks familiar.
Oh, wait a
I
minute.
wonder if it matches the glove I found behind the plough and furrow.
Find out.
The gloves are a pair. Does this mean Mr. Shoulder was in the alley last night? Why didn't he come inside to see me? A woolen undergarment.
No sign of life?
None. The window is nice and clean. The dwelling is by no means abandoned. No sign of any movement. Mr. Shoulder? Is Thomasina Bateman here? I'm here in Bewley as discussed.
Maybe try again. His hearing probably isn't the best at his age.
Mr. Shoulder, are you home? It appears Mr. Shoulder is not at home. Curses.
Perhaps you could try the handle?
It's locked.
Perhaps he's gone for a stroll.
Possibly.
I'd suggest you call back later, my child. I myself must make my way back home. I have some matters to attend to at the church. Shall I accompany you back to Bewley?
No, you go ahead, Father. Thank you.
As you wish. Farewell, Miss Bateman. I hope Mr. Shoulder finds his way to you.
Thank you for your help, Father Roach.
My pleasure. Parting is such sweet sorrow.
Romeo and Juliet?
Correct?
Yeah, I knew
And
that.
I shall say good night till it be morrow. Lord be with you.
I knew that one.
Well, Mr. Shoulder, you've brought me to Bewley, and now you're nowhere to be found.
I wonder.
I can't see how that will help me. This key doesn't fit here. A carved stone has been affixed to the door. I think it depicts a crescent moon. It's bolted onto the door itself. I can't remove it. I've come a long way to meet you, Mr. Shoulder. Please open the door. Mr. Shoulder continues to prove himself elusive. The window is much too high up to reach. This must provide a charming view across the moor. No sign of any movement. I'm not sure what that would achieve. I don't wish to beat my way in. That is not coming off. I do not wish to harass the hen. I do not wish to harass the hen. I do not wish to harass the rooster. The trousers feel damp, freshly hung, or still wet from last night's rain. I've no desire to lug a block of wood about the countryside. Mr. Shoulder has stacked blocks of wood neatly beneath this small lean-to. As I trudged back to Bewley across those cold moors, I made a new resolution. I would find Hob'S Barrow myself, with or without Mr. Shoulder. The train! That must be Kenneth.
Oh,
I should go and meet him at the station.
we should. Absolutely. Game save there. Let's go meet Kenneth real quick. And then we'll call it an episode, but I want to go meet Kenneth real quick. Let's go. I think get it quicker here.
The moors stretch into the distance. I don't wish to wander aimlessly.
Maybe it's back around this way. think it might be this way, if I remember. I know it's this way. Yeah.
Where is Kenneth? He was supposed to wait for me at the station. I'm looking for my assistant, Kenneth.
Oh, aye.
His train has arrived.
Not a single soul disembarked the last train, Miss Bateman.
Impossible. Was that not the midday train from London by way of Derby?
Aye, it were. Mr. Price were here, unloaded a few crates.
But no Kenneth.
Not a soul. Hold on. One of them crates had your name on it, Miss Bateman. A great big one it were, with...
A red ribbon.
Aye.
What is Kenneth playing at, sending my equipment but not himself? Curses. Where is my crate now?
Mr. Price took away all the crates on his cart.
Who?
Mr. Price. He's the postmaster.
Where can I find Mr. Price?
He lives above the storeroom, just north of the plough and furrow. You'll see it. There's a Royal Mail plaque on the wall.
Thank you. Where can I find Mr. Price?
You'll see.
Thank you. I found Mr. Shoulder's house, but he wasn't home.
Don't worry. You'll find him.
I'm looking for Hob'S Barrow.
Hob'S Barrow.
It's why Leonard Shoulder invited me to Bewley. He thought I might like to excavate it.
Oh, aye. I heard about a Hob'S Barrow somewhere out there. There's some old stories around it.
What stories?
I can't remember.
Mr. Tillett, please, this is important.
I'm awfully sorry, Miss Bateman. I'll try to remember. If he invited you here, then I'm sure Mr. Shoulder will tell you all about it.
That's if I ever get to meet him.
I'm sure you will.
Alright.
Farewell for now.
I believe we're going to stop there, so Kenneth is not here. But our stuff is. Still can't find Mr. Shoulder. Odd. Very odd. But I'm liking it. I'm not really doing a whole lot of talking in this video because the game's doing all the talking. I'm just guiding the story along for you guys. So it's pretty good so far, having a good time. But we're going to stop there. I got a little bit of things I got to get done today. Sorry that this isn't Mortuary Assistant. I try to play it. I'm going to have to play some of it on my time to catch up where we were. So hopefully the clown's still there. But we'll get that video up hopefully tomorrow, but we're going to get this one up today, hopefully, and get everything rolling. So thank you guys very much for watching. Like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you next one.